think in the last 5 or 6 years that I coached there that I ever went into a game, even though we were playing larger schools and tougher schools, believing that we were going to lose. I don't think our players did either. And I think in some cases, even down at the last, and one of the games we talked about was Freeport Aquin, when we only had one series left, the thought ever crossed my mind that we were going to lose that game. Maybe if the game had gotten over and we'd lost, yes, but until that point in time, no. And I think that was because of my belief in the players and I think their belief in our staff.
The 1987 Class A champions-to-be Central Catholic Saints were faced with a season full of challenges. One of them was saying goodbye to an old home field full of memories.
Saints, it's still Thoma and Alleman. Oak in motion to the right. Horton back to throw, looking in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Is it Haggard who caught it? It is Rich Haggard. His first touchdown pass of the year in Central Catholic. The right crossbar didn't catch it very well at all. Gets this one a little bit better. Still off to the right a tiny bit, and it's good. 13 and
Sunday afternoon game for the big thing. We'd get the brats out over here in the practice field, get the brat cookout going, and a big community affair. And that was one of my favorite memories of high school football was Sunday afternoon deal with. Usually have another Catholic school down and have a big cookout. That was the best. You felt like the pros playing on Sunday, and of course we were. So.
I always like a nice, dark, cool Friday night when all the people would be standing around up on the hill back up there, all the parents, and they'd be talking and cheering people on. And at ISU right now, it seems like the people are far away, and it just seems like it's by themselves, and it's not the whole community standing right behind you. I know that they're there and backing you, but you can't feel their presence right behind you. You feel kind of out there all by yourself. I kind of miss that. Walking out there, and it's dark, and just it's kind of a neat feeling playing.
There isn't all the fathers lined up on the sideline telling you what to do.
The old castle leaked and was a terrible facility as far as the locker room.
Well, the old castle is a locker room.
Had a lot of character, though.
It was built without a roof originally, and there was no roof on it. So you can imagine after putting a roof on it how much it leaked. The coach's office was about this big. We'd go in there at halftime and barely have enough room to talk to each other. It was one of those things that made us successful. It made our kids overcome some obstacles that other kids, didn't have.
I guess through a little bit of adversity really helps pull the team together, which kind of helped last year for the state championship season. We the adversity of the new field, the new practice field, and all of that helped pull the kids together. But just this place in itself, I mean, you can see it's not a gorgeous field, and if you had a picture of the old castle, you tell right away it's not a gorgeous locker room. And I think this kind of adversity does pull a team together. It just makes you the constant underdog.
For practices in 1987, the Saints had to make do at St. Clair Elementary School. For dressing facilities, there were several, and each carried its own Illinois license plate.
Those wires down there, I don't know if you can see them from here, they kind of blend in with the trees that go across. They're low enough. Every now and then a kid would hit it with like punting a football or throwing a football, hit a bottom wire, knock it into a top wire, and they're uninsulated. And they would just start throwing sparks everywhere. And most about Coach Mack, though, is somehow he can instill in these kids that if you work and work really hard, you're going to win. A lot of kids, he works them very hard, and most kids in a lot of schools just wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't push themselves that hard. But these kids know that if they do this, if they work this hard, they're gonna win.
We started off our first ball game. We went to Danville Slarman on a Sunday afternoon, first game of the season. It was very hot, and I think that the ball game was won because of conditioning. And our players had been doing a lot of running. So we had run out here in Normal, in the streets of Normal, of course set up in very hot weather 2 weeks prior to that and before the season opened. And our players were used to, at least had the confidence of playing in hot weather. So we went over to Danville Slarman on a school bus that had some mechanical problems and went to 45 miles an hour and took us more time than usual for us to get there. And I was really concerned about the heat and about our players being tired riding on the bus and got off. And at even the first ball game, we saw some signs of the team starting to play together. We didn't play well. Slarman didn't play well. We did a lot of fundamental things wrong, but I came away from that game thinking that if we could get some things corrected, and corrected pretty fast, that we might have an opportunity to have a good season.
Varsity, and we are underway as Dietzen squibs the kick and goes out of bounds with it at about the 25-yard line. Marks look to the right, and the give is to Doan, and he is hit behind the line, and he'll lose some yardage. Formation again, and Horton will go back to throw. Rolls to his right, plenty of time. Looks long down the right side. He's got Haggerty open, and it is caught at the 38-yard line of Shaw. And it's the draw play to Toma. He gets outside and cuts back at the 31-yard line, and is finally. And Horton will go back to throw. They're going to run the screen pass to the right side. That's Josh Davis. He is caught from behind. He's still on his feet, though. They can't get him down at the 25-yard line. Well, in the backfield, and the give is to Doan. Straight ahead, lost the ball. It's on the turf, and it's Bloomington football. In the formation, and Horton looks to the end zone for Haggerty. It is caught. It's a touchdown. Haggerty with a perfect pass over his shoulder from Horton, and Bloomington Central Catholic scores first. Up in the deuce backfield this time here. Guard back to throw in traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at midfield by Toma. He's back to the 40. He's back to the 35, and knocked down at the 30-yard line of Shawarman. Ball is brought back to the 46-yard line, and Horton will throw the football again. Plenty of time. Sets up. Lobs it again. Towards the end zone, and it is again a fight for the football. Who's got it? Be found as Horton will go back to throw the football. Rolls to his left. Dawson chasing him. He's going to try to go for the corner of the end zone. He is in. No, he's short, I believe. Let's see what they call. There is a flag down. He's going to go all the way out to the 26-yard line. Hard is the quarterback, and the handoff goes to Doan, and he is drugged down from behind. He's run it so far, too. Here's a pitch back now, and here's Toma Cimarrosti nailing the runner in the I formation. The fake. Guard goes back to throw under heavy pressure, throws it right into the hands of the Central Catholic linebacker. Touchdown, Bill Adelman brings it home. Chad Guard hands to Doan. He fumbles again and with Dawson, and they fumble the ball again, I think. Nope, I'm sorry. Chad Guard hands the ball off as Smith breaks the line and then is drugged down from behind. I formation this time. They hand the ball to Doan, and he is drugged down from behind. And down, and back to throw is Dawson. It is incomplete, and it is interception. Unbelievable. That ball. First and 10, Zazada pitches back to Doan. He's in trouble. He loses about I formation. Zazada will go back to throw. Rolls to his right. Looks down the right sidelines. He's got Hill. He caught it. He dropped it right through his hands. Incomplete. That was a tough catch, though, folks. Cimarrosti was all over him, and Davis, the deepest man to receive. He hits another beauty. It's picked up at the 21 by Davis. He's out at the 30-yard line, working the right sideline, 35 out to the 40, and he brought down finally. 41, the Saints. Horton goes back to throw the football across his body, and he has it complete to Cimarrosti. Gets a block, spins away, and he's down the way, and it's a short one. It'll be picked up on the run by Smith. Works the right sideline, stays in bounds, and gets hit hard and knocked down at the 30. Ryan Haggerty to the left. The give is to Doan, and he is hit and stacked up. Forns is on to go back to throw. Unloads it under pressure, and it's knocked away at the last moment on the count. And he goes back, and he is in trouble. The ball is on the turf, I believe, again, and Bloomington has it. It is on an interception. New quarterback in the game. They run the option, and the quarterback keeper gets backfield. Flynn still in the quarterback. Hands to Cimarrosti, and he's got a first down. And rolls to his right, looks down the right side. He's got a man open. That is Horton, the quarterback. Touchdown. Horton, the quarterback, in at wide receiver, makes the catch. There, Coach. He certainly wasn't at the quarterback spot. The kick is up and good. It's a 20-0. Close as they've been all night, all day, and now they drop the football. Who's got it? The Saints. And guard again will throw the ball. Under pressure, lobs it down the right side, and it is incomplete and intercepted. Great catch on the play.
On to the intercity doubleheader, and we played U-High. Our players hadn't scored, our senior class hadn't scored against U-High since they were in high school, and we came out and played U-High very well at first, and then actually did score on them. And our players celebrated. I recall celebrating like they'd won the conference championship already when we scored the first touchdown. At the time, I didn't understand why, and because I didn't think about it, but our seniors were frustrated with playing against U-High, although our varsity had been successful against U-High. I think we were like something like 11-4 against them since 1979. This group hadn't, and that was a great confidence builder. We ended up trailing in the ball game 7-6, and Billy Adelman shot through and scored a game-winning safety, tackling their quarterback in the end zone right towards the end of the ball game, and that was a great confidence builder for us because it got us off the season 2-0, and it made us think that maybe we had an opportunity to continue to improve from there. Each ball game, I thought, was crucial for us at that time.
One tackler then goes down about the 32-yard line. Darrell Toma out wide left. Horton rolling up to the right. Wants to pitch. It does. Adelman's got a first down. Turns up the field. Crosses the 45. Power I formation. Chevalier hands off to the tailback. Tailback in this I left this time. Lewis gets the fake handoff. Chevalier keeps. Goes up the left-hand side. Snap. It's a fake. McMillan has the ball. Launches it out to Brad Armstrong. It's complete. Inside the 25. Now the ball is fumbled. And Central Catholic will recover. Pitch out goes to Billy Adelman. Has to cut it inside, makes a nice cut. Crosses the 25 to the 27. Spins. Back to pass. Now it's a draw play. Hand off to Adelman. Got first down yardage. Nice. Chevalier hands off to the power back. It's Beverly. A little juke move on the inside. Tries to get outside. He's not going. Hand off fake to the tailback. Now they're going deep for Brad Armstrong. Lobbed up in the air and knocked away by Jim Horton. Horton waiting for that one. The slot to the left-hand side. Horton rolling left, back to throw. Throws downfield. Man open is caught. Darrell Toma with the catch. First down yardage. And Adelman. Handoff goes to Adelman. Right side. Spins away from the tackler. Crosses the 40 now. Across the 45. Down to midfield. Inside Central Catholic territory. Run out of bounds. To the left. Handoff on a little cross play. Goes to Tad Lewis. He is hit the territory. Handoff fumbled. Tad Lewis had it and lost it. Scott. His tailback position. Horton rolling out to his right. Wants to throw. It's got Adelman right here on the sideline. Hits him. Adelman at the 40. Spins away from the tackler. Fake handoff again. Back to pass. Looking for Haggerty. Throws it to Cimarossi. Just shy of him. Inside UI territory. Chevalier going for first down yardage. Pulls his way across the 30 and fumbles it away. Chevalier back to throw it. Looking deep. Lobbing it downfield for McMillan. He's there. It's intercepted. Scott Folk is going to put Kevin Lobb. Here's the kick. It's deep. Going to go to Kevin Lobb at the 12. Lobb takes it up the middle of the field. Got a little running room. Across the 30, 35, down to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. And Central Catholic is saying he fumbled the ball away, and they've got it 1-yard line. Handoff goes to Adelman. Got some running room on the left side. Crosses the 30. Nice tackle downfield. In motion. Pitch out goes to Adelman on the right side. Tries to cut it outside. No room there. Cuts it back inside the 5, down to the 2, maybe down to the 1-yard slot to the right. Handoff. Adelman surges into the line. He's in. Bill Adelman, 2-yard touchdown run for the Saints. 9:48 left to go in the third period, and we have the game's first score. Handoff goes this time. Lewis off the left-hand side near the 10-yard line, the 11-yard line. Handoff faked one side. Now they give to Tad Lewis. He's bust inside the 10, but he's not going to get first down yardage. He got just inside the 10-yard line. The one sustained drive for the touchdown. Handoff goes to Tomey. He's got a hole on the right side. Big hole. Crosses the 25 up near the out to the right. Got some room. Turns the corner. Is going to be hit and drilled out of bounds. Good stick on the near sideline. Chevalier gets the handoff. Rolls to the right. Got a block on the outside. Wants to throw it. Does. And throws it up for grabs. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Scott Volka. Catholic with the football and a 6-0 lead. Hands up to Cimarossi on a little wing around up the line inside St. territory. Handoff goes to Beverly. Spins away from the initial tackler, but then handoff goes to Beverly off the left-hand side. Breaks a bunch of tackles. Fake handoff to Lewis. Chevalier rolling to the right. Got a nice block from Sullivan. Looking in the end zone. Throwing it for Armstrong. He's got a touchdown. Great catch by Armstrong in the end zone. Handoff here. Adelman. Nice hole on the left-hand side. Good run. He's up near midfield. Low snap again. Horton has trouble handling it, but nobody's back there. He's got time to set up. Punts it away. Gets a spiral. It hits inside the 30. Bounces inside the 15. And could make it inside the 10. Split back Chevalier, hands off. Looks like Chad Lewis with the... And he'll roll out to the right and run it, and he is sacked for a safety. Bill Adelman back to sack him for a safety. Chevalier couldn't get his speed going enough to get outside, and Bill Adelman comes up with a play of the game. Oh, my. On the strength of a safety, Bill Adelman tackles Jamie Chevalier in the end zone with 3:24 left to go in the ball game to provide the winning margin, 8-7. Adelman getting some congratulations from his teammates.
Then we had to travel to Olympia, so we're on the road again, and played the ball pretty well at the beginning of the game. I started to see some consistency in our fundamental blocking especially, and found that we could run the football, which we hadn't been able to do the year before very well. And we knew that we couldn't rely entirely on throwing the ball. And Olympia came back in the third quarter in the ball game and broke one on us. And we, at that time, found ourselves in a real tight ball game and immediately turned right around and marched the length of the field and scored and broke the ball game open. And from then on, we controlled the game. And then there was a good feeling, I think, from our coaching staff and our players that we were able to control a ball game and control our own destiny, and that did make us 3-0. And also an interesting point was we'd only given up a couple of touchdowns. And our defense was getting confidence, and our defensive coaching staff was starting to set some new goals, and we started to see some new things happen.
In his head. Now he's trying to save me, but I'm doing the best that I can. Just another fallen angel, trying to get through the night, step by step, one by one, higher and higher, step by step. Run by one by one. Step by step, one by one. Step by step. Step by step.
And it's difficult for us to go to Pontiac. There's been quite a rivalry, I think, mostly on Pontiac's part, that they didn't get back to work like we needed to. And we were able to score and hang on in the ball game and win 7-0. As I think back on it, then I think that next week was very crucial, because then we went into a very tough Muhammad Seymour team, and we're going to play at home. We're actually playing our first home game in the stadium for the first time since we left our old field. And during that game, we played well. We took advantage of breaks, and again, our defense shut out a very good team with a very big fullback, who was an all-conference fullback for 2 years, and that was, I think, quite a confidence builder.
He's upended on a beautiful tackle. Again, looks like a broken play down runs Johnson. Near side pitch back to Johnson. He's hit back at the 38-yard line. With his slot left on, the hands off to Johnson, lowers his head. He's hit right at the line. Goes back to pass. Has time. Sets up. Now he's throwing long down the far side. Has Haggerty wide open. And he's got it at the 20. And he's out of bounds at the 17. Horton. Or a counter play to Adelman. He's inside the 15. Down to... Here is a Seminoski in motion. Hand off to Adelman. He's inside the 5. He's down to the 1-yard line. In motion to Seminoski. Pitch out to Adelman. Cuts back against the green. And he's in for the touchdown. Kick. Ball down. Kick is up. And it is good. Second down and 2. Hand off to King. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, spinning forward. Again, the handoff goes to King. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage on a big play by Randy Pitt. Down and 1 at the 10-yard line. Donnelly hands off to King, hurdles his way, bubbles the ball. Central Catholic picks it up at Carter at the 18-yard line, and the Saints take over. Horton, play action pass. Horton pumping, throws out in the flat, and it's caught over to the side. Who's the wind at the end of this quarter? Donnelly rolling to his left. Donnelly now sets up in the pocket. He's going to run, and he's hit at the 29. Down to 12 at the Central Catholic 26-yard line, trailing 7-0. Here's play action pass by Donnelly. Now it goes back to Batesy, the backfield at the 25. And pulled down to the... Donnelly rolling again to his right. Donnelly sets up. Now he's going to be sacked back at the 25. On 4th down and 9. Donnelly rolling again to his right. Donnelly sets up. Now he's going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. Donnelly rolling to his left. Now throwing back against the grain, and he's throwing long for Smallwood, and it is intercepted by Seminoski at the 30, at the 35. He's at the 40, spins at the 45, at the 50, out of bounds at the 47-yard line. The formation. Here's Horton, a pitch out to Adelman, trying to get to the outside. Adelman is going to be cutting back against the grain at the 40, and play on second down. Play action pass, rolling to his left. Sets up, goes, and it's intercepted again by Connor. Connor at the 25, he's at the 20, 15, 5. Fumbles the ball out of bounds, and they'll stop it at the 1-yard line as he was going to try to dive in for the touchdown. Go for it here, 4th and 13. Donnelly on 4th down, play action pass, rolls to his left. Sets up, he's hit as he throws the ball. It's a wobber, and it goes out of bounds. Connor in motion, hand off to Justin Davis. He squirts his way inside for a touchdown. And Davis that time.
The next week then, after coming off a big Muhammad win, we played a team that 2 years in a row we had some problems with at Monticello at the stadium. Monticello, although our defense played another great ball game, they scored on our offense on us a fumble, picked it up and ran it in, and got us in the hole. But we did see some good signs that our team fought back when we saw ourselves losing and late in the ball game, and did put a drive together and score. And as you will see, we went for two. It was right towards the end of the ball game, and I made the decision to go for two. I thought we had the momentum. We had a play that we thought was good. We had the man open. Our tailback just slipped as he threw the ball and hurried a little bit, and it was incomplete, and we lost the ball game 7-6. At that point in time, though, after our first 6 ball games, we were 5-1. We'd come off a 3-6 season. We had only given up 3 touchdowns.
Handed off, and this time Adelman's going to get some running room, finds a hole on the left side, and gets it all. We thought we might see Kerry Rhodes some tonight, the senior quarterback, but Miller again, their hands on the football, but could not take it in. They'll try a run and try to get the first down. Miller has him up to the line. He'll quarterback keep it. He didn't get much. Boy, the Saints are all over it. The main man on the defensive charge for the Saints to work over the defense before he gets down behind his center, looks it over, now sets it down and gives it off to Chenoa, who's getting a nice run. He's across the 50 and all the way to the 44-yard line. A Monticello territory. He's just handed the ball off. He will pitch this time. Hancock will try to sweep to the right side, and the Saints knock down the blockers on the play, and are here in the third quarter. After making the interception, Rusty Miller has gone all the way but one play in this ball game. Tries to hand off. They tried a little reverse play, regardless of the last 3 ball games. It's not absolutely for sure. Horton's under a rush. He fumbles the foot. As Loretta Lynn sings her favorite hit. October 15th, 9:30 p.m. on the Nashville Network. Now's the time for you to subscribe to Telecable. Call 454-3350. Telecable and see Loretta Lynn on October the 15th. Touchless automatic wash. U.S. Car Care, Oakland and Center in Bloomington. Backfield. And the handoff will go to Hancock, and he runs it to a wall. Runs into the back of some of his teammates. Monticello leading 7-0, and Hancock again another carry. He gets very quiet. And I'm sure very concerned about the situation at hand right now. A 5-0 team right now struggling a little bit. It's 3rd and 6. And Miller will give to Hancock again. Hancock's 4 yards, and they're only getting about 2 every crack when they run the ball. Will they pass? Miller? No, he'll pitch to Hancock. Hancock will try a sweep right side. After I said they won't try that, they was 2nd and 10, and 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Horton taking his time. Has the football now. Delayed handoff. It's Adelman who gets the call. Gains 3 yards, trying to spin away from a right side. High formation. Horton rolling out right. Looking downfield, and corks the pass. He's got it, man. It's complete, and first down yardage for the Saints. Still playing in this ball game. 7-0 looks awfully big. Big rush, but he gets the kick away. Horton gets the kick away. A line drive that's taken back at about the 25-yard line, and not much of a run back for defense holds for the Saints. They'll force Monticello to punt, and the Saints block it. A big block. It's recovered by Monticello at the 20. They'll try to run it for the first down, but it doesn't look like they'll get it. Struck down. There's a penalty on. This offense hasn't been able to get much rolling. They'll try again, and they'll give it off to the little guy. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets inside the 20. Breaks another tackle and gets up. Simpson Rossi in motion, left to right. The block ahead. Adelman will try to sweep around the right corner. Cuts it inside. Gets to the 8 minutes for backfield this time behind Horton. He'll option left. He hands it off. Adelman struggling. Looks like he may be very close to. He'll try the quarterback keeper to at least get the first down, and he looks like he's got the first. Sends a man in motion. He'll give to Carter, who set this whole thing up, and he takes it in the end zone for the touchdown. Excuse me, Davis, Josh Davis, with the touchdown run of a yard. Horton has the ball. Option right. Now the halfback's going to throw, and he let go of a bad pass. It goes incomplete.
The senior captain quarterbacking, and Jim Horton, and Jim had done an adequate job, but he felt a little bit like maybe he was out of position. He had been a converted tight end for us as a junior. He took over as a sophomore. He took over as a junior. First time ever at quarterback, and played through that 3-6 season. And we had a junior quarterback, a much shorter, smaller kid, Brian Flynn, but was executing well in practice. And he was running more of an option type of offense and some things that we needed to, we thought would pick up our offense a little bit because we just weren't able, with our size and the size schools we were playing, we weren't sustaining, except for the Olympia ball game, we weren't sustaining drives on the ground. And and we weren't throwing consistently. And well, we just thought that we needed, with our defenses playing as well, to pick it up. So we come into what at the time was our conference leader, St. Bede Academy, who was a state-ranked team, who looked exceptional in prior ball games, especially against our down here against you, our rival. And they came to the stadium on Sunday, and we made the switch and started Brian Flynn. And also we talked to Jim Horton that week, and Jim was very good about it. And we moved him out to wide receiver, and from that point on, we scored over 170 points with our team, and it just seemed to click for us. And also, Jim Horton caught 6 touchdown passes and became an excellent wide receiver, and should have been all conference had he played the whole season there. And it did a outstanding job as free safety for us also. We beat a good St. Bede team 32-0. On a Sunday afternoon at the stadium, and we saw some good signs of some other things. But again, we had a shutout, and we'd only given up 3 touchdowns.
Senior. Flynn on first down, runs an option play, pitches out to Davis. He's got some room on the right-hand side. Crosses the 20, now across the 30. Stumbles his way across the 30. Defensive lineup. Didn't expect him to play there. Pitch out on first down for St. Bede. Goes Somorosity in motion, option play, hand off to Thomas, spins off one tackler, crosses the 40-yard line, down over the eye. Catholic has looked better running the football. The problem is they've been penalized so darn much. Davis on first down has another big hole across the point. If you eliminate the penalties, quick pass goes to Horton, wide open, he splits the defenders across the 35. Down for the Bruins. Option play, pitch out goes to Slevin. Got a little room to the outside, then he's undercut down about the 29-yard line. Great play right now. Power I formation. This time it goes to the power back, Jeff Slevin. He is nailed in the backfield. Maybe he was a good decoy. He wants to throw it here on 2nd and 10. He's going to run it. He's got a first down if he keeps going. He does. 30 across the 30 down to the penalty in the first quarter. Davis on first down has another big hole. Runs over some people across the 40 to the 43. 2nd and 1. Wing back to the right side is Somorosity. Hand up to Toma. Big hole off the right-hand side. Crosses midfield. 4-yard line. Footback this time. Hand up goes to Jeff Slevin. 5-yard line. Jeff Slevin in motion out here to the near side. And it's intercepted with a pick. It's intercepted, and returning it for the touchdown will be Central Catholic. I can't get the number right now. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like Rob Lippick. Rob Lippick intercepted a pitch out on an option play from Jim Perona at the 45-yard line and ran it in for the touchdown. And Duchesne goes in motion. Fake handoff. Perona wants to throw it. Got a little bit of time. Now steps around some traffic. Throws it away. Incomplete. 2nd down and 20 for the Bruins. They throw a pass out here. It's incomplete. 5 formation. Jeff Slevin out wide to the right. Handoff goes to I'd say there's a workhorse. Woo, boy, there's a good hit right there, too. Rob Lippick, I think, was the power I formation of their own. Slevin gets the handoff on first down. Spins power I left. Handoff goes to Lanny Slevin. Man, he's hit right away. Just double tied in. And the pitch is knocked away by Kamsky as they tried to get it outside. Power I formation. Handoff goes to, who is it, Davis? No, make it Adelman. I think it's Billy Adelman on the carry. Quarter. Fake handoff to Davis. Flynn rolling out to the right. He's going to keep it all the way. Makes a nice move. Crosses the 25. 2nd 10. Fake handoff. Perona keeps it himself, and he's hit and drilled. Billy Brown. Power I formation. Lanny Slevin gets the handoff, and man, he is drilled. There's 3 running plays that meant nothing here in the 3rd period. Let's get good field position. They've got it, and a punt is blocked. Brady's punt is blocked. Either Kamsky got it or Massey, picked up by Connor at the 36-yard line. He returns it inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown. Scott Connor picks up the blocked punt and scores with 1 away. 3rd time of the ball game for that. Hoops it to Jeff Slevin. He fields it at the 19-yard line across the 30, 35. Still on his feet down to the 37-yard. The White Sox Detroit 37-14. Picked out to Lanny Slevin is fumbled, and Central Catholic's got the best chance at it, and I think they have it. And Flynn has a power I formation on 2nd and 11 from the 30, looking downfield. He's got a man open. It's Horton. Touchdown! Great pass from Brian Flynn on 2nd and 11. Behind him, handoff goes to Duchesne, the fullback. Man, he's got nowhere. time he gets this one away. Isn't blocked. Davis fields it, though, on the run. Across midfield, he's got some room to the outside. Across the 40-yard line, 35. Gee. Pitch out goes to Josh Davis. Lost it for a minute. Now gets it back. Got a lot of room to the outside. Cuts inside a tackle. He's going to score. What a great cut by Josh Davis at the 12-yard line. Around town. Extra point by Arnold. I think it's Brady still in a quarterback. They run a little reverse. Yep. Cardinals are down 1-0. Pass goes up to Lanny. Still in overtime. 10-10 at last we heard. Handoff on first down. Goes to Kurt Tillman, the fullback. He's inside St. Pete. Brady back to throw it again. He's going to be creamed from... Brady back to pass. He's going to be sacked again. It's Rand. Toma with a split in out wide to the left. Flynn hands off to Kurt Toma, his brother, off the right-hand side. He's got the ball. Craig fakes the handoff. He'll keep it. He's got a blocker out in front of him. If he can get around the corner, he can get the touchdown. Inside the 5, down to the...
Well, something unforeseen happens in the next couple of weeks.
Quarterback sneak by Steve Craig gets him into the end zone.
Now our defense started to think about school records. One of our coaches, Jeff Lockenbitz, our backfield coach, and our defensive secondary coach, played on a team in 1979. It was an outstanding football team. And maybe a little larger school schedule with Bloomington High School and Metamora on there, but had only given up 47 points. And our coaching staff and our kids started thinking about a goal, and that was to beat that record. And we'd only had 21 points at the time. We played a very good ball game the next week against Clinton at the stadium, and actually the game was pretty well won early. And so everyone played, and we saw at that time a sign of some players coming on for us, some second teamers, and saw some great play out of some people, and that really helped solidify our team because we found we could use a few other people. And one example was Jay Schweitzer, who had an excellent defensive game and started running, had been playing in some of our JV games at tailback, and was really coming on. We thought was a varsity starter, quality player for us. And so we were able to go to some more power I type running, get an extra blocker with Jay in there, and so we just continue to build on our offense. And we thought that we needed to do that so we could score on the ground along with the option and throw some and do some things there because we knew when we got into playoffs and other things that we would need that type of thing, and it really helped us.
Louis and John Murphy are seniors that were starting for us most of the time, had played enough there that they had a pretty good handle on our plays and our blocking schemes. But our juniors, Rob and John Kansky and Randy Finn, who started for us all year, almost surprised me at their ability to pick this up and not just do what we told them, but actually think it through. Our tight end, Richie Haggerty and Greg Beanie, those guys were good blocking tight ends. You know, we threw the ball quite a bit, but when they had to block it, they did a good job. Chris Leadoff would come in and play quite a bit of guard for us. And then Doug Brady and Tom Hosey played in and out for us, and of course even just in practice just to fill in some space. Richard West spent a lot of time in the tackle for us. He was our biggest player by a long shot. Terry English was our other senior who played a lot when Louis was out. He started a couple games for us. He was working on our specialty teams, our extra point team. George Flynn and Brian Carr that were working in with us too, as well as the other guys who were getting time in throughout the year.
Kurt Toma was our starting strong safety, and he received the signals from me from the sidelines. And he also helped call the defensive checks. And Jim Horton was our free safety, another captain, and he also did the same. So those two fellows ran the on-the-field defense. And our third captain that was on there also led our team in tackles and defensive points, and that was Scott Conner, and he did a heck of a job for us this year at what we call our Willie end, our weak side end. Nose guard was Randy Penn. He's a junior. Randy is possessed with tremendous quickness. There were not very many centers on any team that we played that could handle him one-on-one. Our weak side tackle was Rob Lippick. Just was a real go-getter and a real scrapper and never let down, and made a lot of big plays for us. Greg Massey, another junior, played our strong side tackle, and nobody handled him all year. Nobody, not once. Our strong side end is John Kansky. He blocked 6 punts for us over the year. I think he's 1 away from setting a state record. Did the job for us all year long there. Our linebackers, we have senior linebacker John Murphy, who did a real fine job for us. He was big tackles for us in some key situations. Our other linebacker was Billy Adelman. He's a junior. And Billy is just a big play kid. He's just a natural, instinctive football player. He made a big tackle for us in our second game of the year against U-High, tackled U-High's quarterback for a safety for us to win the game 8-7. Our strong side corner all year long was Scott Volk. He's a senior. He led the team in interceptions. Our weak side corner was Mark Cimarasti, another senior. He was voted our most valuable or most improved player on the year. Just played tremendous defense and put some of the hardest hits on some people that you could believe. Jay Schweitzer, a junior, and he's a versatile guy. He's a good athlete. He can play linebacker. He can play defensive end, and again, just an instinctive football player. Richard West is a big kid that came in and played some for us also. He played both nose guard and strong side tackle, and did a real nice job. And Richard Haggerty came in and played some strong side end also. We kind of alternated John Kansky and Rich Haggerty as our strong side ends.
Jim Horton was a quarterback for the first 6 games, and Jim did a great job. He was an excellent leader for us. And Brian Flynn to come in and play quarterback. Brian's only a junior. Brian stepped in, did an outstanding job, and he could spend a little bit more time worrying about offense because that was the only position he was playing at the time. Bill Adelman played a little bit of fullback, mostly a tailback for us. Billy's just a junior, and as a sophomore, he got some playing time back there. He's kind of an elusive runner, decent speed, likes to go over people sometimes. Kurt Toma was also a fullback for us. Kurt's a senior, very respected leader on the team. When the game was on the line, we wanted Kurt to have the ball or to be in charge, and he did that. He won a ball game for us that allowed us to go to the state championship. Tailbacks, again, we had 3 great tailbacks. Billy Adelman played tailback for us. Josh Davis, just a sophomore, kind of a little kid, weighs about 130 pounds, but he's got great quickness, and he can turn it on when he gets outside. Jay Schweitzer came in towards the end of the year a little bit, and a little in the beginning, and Jay is a powerful runner. He can run over people. We used Jay a lot in short yard situations. Jim Horton, when we moved him out to wide receiver, great speed, good hands, catch the ball. We also had Scotty Volk playing there. Mark Cimarasti and Scott Connor split time a little bit in the backfield in short yard situations.
We had a great football game against U-High defensively. They had a great football game against us also. One bad point was that we snapped the ball over our punter's head, and they got in scoring position and did score and got ahead of us 7-6. But our kids bounced back in 2 drives. We got stopped late in the ball game, but did play great defense the whole ball game. And we got stopped on a late drive. We got the ball back and got it right down the field, which I thought was good with less than a minute to go, and got into field goal position. And I went with our kicker, Kevin Arnold, who had been struggling all year but had been improving, and I decided that we could go for him. What basically we had was an extra point. It was a heartbreaker, and it hit the left upright. It was a good kick. It just was, and actually hit on the inside but bounced back, and so that did allow U-High to tie us for the conference and put them in the playoffs. conference. We tied. It's hard to see from our angle because we lost to you. So we had to regroup, and obviously as head coach, our staff had to go back to work. And we were waiting for the playoff announcements. I think we found ourselves getting surprisingly sent to Elmwood on the other side of Peoria. And we had to scramble because we didn't scout them, of all the places. The thought crossed our mind, but they had played on Thursday night when we played, and we missed them. But we did pick up enough information on them. We had to work extremely hard that weekend to get enough funds. And went over there, and after a first half leading 7-0, got some things adjusted. And came right out in the third quarter and got our offensive blocking changed and was able to drive and end up beating them. Elmwood was a good physical football team and 2 great linebackers. To Bradford and got rolling at Bradford and won 35-0. Played well early and Bradford had a good small school team with some good outstanding speed, better speed than we had. We were able to contain it well. The Roseville was outstanding in size. They made us do a lot of things to prepare for them. We actually had 13 different checkoffs that we went through with our defensive secondary coverages, and that concerned me. There were so many in a week's preparation time. So we took extra time on Wednesday, and our staff met every night. We were able to consolidate the 13 checkoffs down to 6 by doing some things. So we played Saturday night here at the stadium against Roseville. Big crowd, good ball game. We didn't play exceptionally well against Roseville. We started out by misreading their defense and making a bad option pitch in which their tackle picked up and lumbered about 60 yards for a touchdown and got us in a hole. But to our kids' credit, they fought back, and as the game went on, we figured some things and ended up winning the game 31-8. There's some crucial things in that game. I think our second touchdown before half was very important for us. Also, I think in that game showed us that our offensive line was really going to come through for us.
Score, a touchdown for Roseville. Chris Atkinson's kickoff, fielded by Kurt Thoma at the 8-yard line. Dances away from some tacklers across the formation. High formation behind Myers, gives to the fullback, who is now the tailback position. Back to throw, looking for the tight end. Fumbling the ball is Myers. Down at 8. Power I formation. Flynn rolling to his right, steps inside a blocker, throws it downfield for Horton. Great catch inside Roseville territory down the sideline. He may score. 10-yard line, 5, touchdown. Jimmy Horton on a great catch and a better run. 66-yard touchdown pass play. Here's the kick that can break up the tie. Kevin Arnold on to attempt the extra point. Snap is a great one. The kick is up. It is good. And Roseville, they have the ball at the 27-yard line. Lob pass is intercepted. Jim Horton intercepted at the 39-yard line. It's a little poorer field position. Option play on first down goes to Carlson. The on first down is Myers looking out here to the near sideline. Incomplete. Wolf is the flanker to that side. Handoff on first down goes Myers trying to run the option and have it at the 27-yard line. Handoff to Davis on first down. Cross line to the left. Handoff goes to Bill Adelman. Nice hole on the right-hand side. He's got first down. High formation. Flynn hands off to the fullback. Tomey's got some room. Crosses midfield. Got some room in front of him. 40, 30, 25, 20. Inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line.
The way they did it, they took it from the end of the run and put it and marked it off. So I have a hard time. The defense is really fired up, and it is going to be tough to get behind them or to score against them at this point. And I would hate to go in down by more than one touchdown. Myers is going to throw it here on 1st and 15, and he's sacked. 2 passes, make it 3 now as Myers back to throw it for the 3rd time, and he's going to be sacked. And Carlson out to the right. Running the ball now will be Myers on a little scramble. He tucks it up inside the 35-yard line down to the 3rd. The officials on the field didn't see it that way. With the ball, Ed Cundit, he is going no in the injury report there. He's back on the sideline walking around. Meantime, Bob formation. Flynn pitches it out to Adelman on the right-hand side. Cuts up inside a block. Cross midfield inside Roseville territory. He's still going. To that side is Cimarasti. Draw play to Adelman. Got a little bit of room. Crosses the 30. Now the 25-yard line. Busts his way. Still running inside the 20. Horton split out wide to that side. Moving to throw it. Looking to Horton in the end zone. Ball lofted up. Touchdown. Jim Horton from Brian Flynn. And boy, was that run perfectly.
Roseville. They lead 21-6. Myers on the option pitches it out to the new running back in the ball game. I believe that formation, goofy setup. Myers wants to hand off on a reverse play. Grant has it. He's stringing out to the sideline. He's going nowhere. Now he throws the ball.
The thing about high school football makes it so great. The coaches know every game could be their last game, and so they pull out all.
Saints looking good to make it into the Final Four. Flynn on the option, runs it well, has a pitch man. It's side is Cimarrosti. Hand off to Adelman on the left-hand side, outside his tackle. Down and long for the Saints. Flynn straight back to throw it. Looking now, chased out of the pocket, dishes off to Toma. He delivers a blow inside 8:16 to play. Little reverse play to Connors. Wide open if he gets a block. Murphy out in front of him. He gets a block. Touchdown. Myers on second down. A little draw play. Goes Lutke down on the field checking this one out. Snap is a bad one. Blocked this time. I think it's Kansky getting his hand on it. Picking it up is one of the Roseville players. For Roseville, returning the ball was Kevin to counter. The 14-yard line. Flynn on a draw play to Cimarrosti. Breaks a couple of tackles. Breaks 3 tackles. Busts his way down. 17-yard line. 27-yard field goal attempt by Kevin Arnold is good. Kevin Arnold from 27 yards away. Warm him up here, bud. Myers back to throw it again. Steps away from one on-rushing tackler and then can't get away from anybody else.
I hadn't scouted too many teams personally, but I thought the Freeport Aquin was a very good football team. A lot was made up in the media about us playing at the stadium in the playoffs, and that was our home field. We'd have the advantage of being on the turf. I don't know that it was important, and I know it wasn't the Freeport Aquin. They'd won the state championship there the year before and had many of their players back. And they came down ready to play and did a very good job. We hadn't given up more than a touchdown in a game all season. Now we're in the 13th game of the year. Our defense only gave up 33 points and did set the school record for the regular season. We had a lot of confidence in our defense. Aquin had a big fullback named Semino, and we didn't seem to gel very well with our defense, and they were starting to dominate the football game. And we scrambled, and Aquin, to their credit, played with a lot of confidence. We got to the point to where we were down with what had to be a do-or-die situation in the last possession, losing the ball game 14-6, and not playing very well. It was the first time that a team scored more than one touchdown against us, and when we had always rise to the occasion, even though our team was very small, averaging 155 pounds up front. I always joked we could interchange our defensive backs and our defensive line, and nobody know the difference on the field, because of the size. We had a couple tall kids, so to their credit, to this team's credit, they did a great job for being that small, especially against our larger school schedule. But it caught up with us there because we played another team who were former state champs, who were just as tough, who were well coached, and we scrambled. We were struggling, and it seemed like no matter what we did defensively, we were in the wrong place. So evidently they scouted us well, and we were down to the last series, and we had to throw the ball. And still hadn't thrown the ball as well as we thought we could, although we had scored quite a few points since we made our quarterback change and our receiver change. We were able to put together a last 2-minute drive, of which on 4th down, Kurt Toma, our captain, most valuable player, made a shoestring catch of the ball for a first down to keep our drive alive. Dan Boynton said later that if we'd been playing on grass, the ball probably would have touched the grass. We were on turf, and it was close enough. And he got us a first down, and we got our drive down to 4th down and scored on 4th down with almost no time left, I think around 30 seconds since in the film. And I had to go for 2 just to tie the ball game, to stay in it. Went back to the same play that we ran. We had to make a big choice. During the playoffs, Brian Lockenwitz, our freshman coach, came in and helped me on the phones and did an excellent job of helping. It was someone that I could also talk to, and he and Mark Segoviano, who had been a former player and former coach, and Gary Vardish, when he could come down, is a friend of mine who had been a former coach with us, but help on the phones, and they did an excellent job. And Brian and I talked, and we decided to go ahead and go with that play. And I had to make a decision on how well Aquin had scouted us. If they'd scouted us back that far back to the 6th game of the season. We went with the same play, and this time Kurt didn't slip when he made the pass. It was an option. You pitch the ball to tailback, and then he throws or runs, and found Jim Horton, our former quarterback, who's now our receiver, in the end zone. We tied the ball game with 2-point play, and got into the overtime, and their fullback went off tackle 8 yards the first play. They won the toss and took over the ball on the 10. And it didn't look very good for us again. We still weren't stopping him. But on the next 3 plays did. And Randy Penn shot in twice and made great plays from a nose guard position. And when they had 4th and about 2 feet, he shot in and made the tackle. And then we ran 3 plays in the overtime, tried to throw and didn't do well, and then on 4th down lined up for a field goal from the 10, and it was great for Kevin, who had hit the crossbar the last game of the regular season, to get a shot at it, and although their big fullback broke through, he missed the block, and Kevin scooped her over, and we won the ball game. Takes a little luck sometimes to win state championships, but also takes defense and good play.
Somehow he can instill in these kids that if you work and work really hard, you're going to win. You know, a lot of kids, he works them very hard, and most kids in a lot of schools just wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't push themselves that hard. But these kids know that if they do this, if they work this hard, they're gonna win. And they've seen that happen time and time again. I don't know if you've seen the film of the Freeport Aquin game, but that was just the most incredible display of what he projects to these kids I've ever seen. I mean, you know, we were down, it was all over. I mean, it was all but written up for us, and things that happened on the last drive and the overtime that just don't happen to most people, and the kids knew it was going to happen. They knew we were going to win. Mm-hmm. They just knew it was going to happen. So he can somehow instill in these kids that no matter what the adversity, they're going to win, and they don't quit, and they didn't. And in overtime, we beat Freeport on a field goal, and I still get goosebumps when I talk about that game.
remember the Freeport Aquin game. I mean, there's not much you can say about it. It's just the most exciting game I've seen this year and for any year.
How about your role in that game?
I felt that I played my best game of the year in that game. I was just up so much that I played pretty well, I think.
There's been a special camaraderie that maybe started within our own coaching staff, mutual respect and tremendous loyalty to me, I think, and filtered down, and I think through our players. And even though we demanded discipline and demanded respect, I think the players knew that we respected them. We were trying to help them, and there's a good feeling. Basically, we asked people to do their best and get prepared, and it was kind of our slogan. We joke about being prepared. Our kids picked up on it and used it as something they did with their calisthenics, and even at the end of the game, where they with the response thing, the question response: are you prepared? Are you ready? Being prepared, I think, one characteristic of our team was the hard work the staff put in, the hard work the players put in, not only on the field but getting prepared mentally. Our scouting reports were as detailed as we thought we needed them to be, and our kids put in the extra time. You can't forget in situations like that support we got from the school, from the different people who were chaplains during the years we had success, and from the parents who made all the sacrifices. And then not having a field and going through that experience of practicing on a playground at a grade school and having to dress in your car with the porta potties out there and not being able to get in the building. Those types of things were stressful, but also maybe they had us band together. Sometimes there's something that good can come out of adversity. And I think probably just a special camaraderie I have with players and respect has led us to be successful. I mean, you do your best to get prepared and let the wins take care of themselves. We bounced back twice off of bad seasons and won state championships. It's not done by one person. It wasn't done by me. I was in the role of being the guider or the leader, but I certainly had excellent help and support from a number of staff members and volunteer people, and obviously the belief in the kids. So then we went into the state championship team against a huge Hardin Calhoun team with the state leading rusher fullback, and that week, that Sunday in fact, the day after the game, that evening we met, and I really got on the team. And I had to get on them hard, because I didn't think we were playing as well as we could have. Had we played that way, I'm not sure we'd have got through our conference schedule with larger schools. And we worked hard and came back and did play well against Hardin Calhoun and did run the ball well and block well and held Jonah White, their big fullback, leading rusher, down 100 yards. And Kurt Tolman had a great ball game, had 120 or 30 yards rushing, and we had a great offensive line game, and got our passing together when we needed it at the end.
Introducing Central Catholic of Bloomington, the head coach, John McIntyre.
John McIntyre has 83 wins, only 43 losses in 12 years at Bloomington.
And now the starting defensive lineup for the Saints. At left end, 75, Rob Lippick. At left tackle, number 50, Randy Penn.
Randy Penn will play some nose guard too when they go into the 50 defense.
At right tackle, number 52, Greg Massey.
Greg Massey, only 5'9".
At right end, number 54, John Kansky. At linebacker, 31, Bill Adelman.
Bill Adelman, also their leading ball carrier.
At linebacker, 51, John Murphy.
John Murphy plays that middle.
At linebacker, number 33, Scott Connor.
Scott Connor, the leading tackler on the team.
At defensive back, number 8, Scott Volk. At defensive back, number 6, Mark Cimarasti.
Cimarasti, you'll see a lot of him on offense too at flanker.
At defensive back, number 22, Kurt Toma.
And if there's an MVP on this team, Kurt Toma is.
Number 17, Jim Horton.
Jim Horton also plays split end on offense.
Those are the Saints of Bloomington Central Catholic High School.
They're on both teams thinking that they're going to be the state champion.
And the ball's in the air. It'll go to Booth. And Booth takes it his own 12. And brings it across the 30-yard line. Knocked down by Mark Cimarosti, number 6. First man, they will finish off there. Hello, says Bloomington, as Jonah White gets thrown for a 3-yard loss. Team. And again, Bloomington is in the Hardin backfield.
Quick kick.
Quick kick on 3rd down. As White gets it away and doesn't get much of it. Well, what do you think of that strategy?
Interesting call early. It looked like they wanted to tone down Bloomington because Bloomington was really coming hard. And again, we mentioned in our pregame the shift of Calhoun, but they are somewhat one-dimensional with White at fullback. On that last play, they tried to run a trap and got stuffed. It was a good, I thought it was a good idea had it got a better punt off, put Bloomington in the hole, but consequently, they've got excellent field position.
All right, they're lined up in the eye. The tailback, the fullback is Kurt Toma. And they give it to Bill Adelman, the tailback. Adelman. The backfield, you can see Brian Flynn, the junior quarterback. Toma, very versatile player. He'll line up as the upback, the fullback. Adelman, he will alternate at tailback with Josh Davis. Scott Connor out there on the flank. The split end is number 88, Rich Haggerty. Big down, 3rd and 2 from the 46-yard line. Again, Cimarosti, a motion to the left. The give is to the upback. Toma gets the first down and more, down to the 35, make it the 34-yard line. Illinois at Hancock Stadium. Adelman, he's been in there, and he gets about 6, bring it down to 7, inside the 30-yard line, down to Calhoun. We look at the offensive line for Central Catholic. Kraft, Murphy, Penn, Kansky, and Lippick. It's a light defensive line. They only average about 100. Quarterback is Flynn. And the give again is to Adelman, and Adelman continues to find running room. Bobbling the snap is Flynn, but he's going to make some hay out of this one. One man to beat. Booth. Bloomington Catholic. Motion to Cimarosti. Pitches to Adelman. Adelman inside the 5, down to the fighting his way through, and they've got 3 backs, a power I situation. Looks like it's going to be a straight ahead. Adelman again, and he finishes off the drive with the first touchdown of the IHSA playoffs. We'll take a look at it from another angle. There you see, boy, they really gang up on it.
They're really attacking. Right at the point of attack, they have 3 people. And when you have a yard to go in high school football, it's pretty tough to stop them.
On the upper portion, and this time it'll be Smith. Smith on his own 18. And Derek Smith covered a lot of ground. Picking it up now, 2nd and 8. From the 45-yard line, call it 2nd and 6. And the deuce backfield now. The give is to Toma. Good run by Toma. Gets deep into the secondary, into Hardin on that.
Notice 54 trapping right here. Real nice job for high school football. Good techniques. And Toma moving upfield. Pick up.
Cimarosti again in motion in the eye. The give now is to number 23, Josh Davis, the second tail.
Stats that we talked about before, you can see the difference in their rushing and their passing game, and then again what the opponents do.
This is Toma. Boy, Toma just keeps ripping holes through that hard line down to about the 23.
Let's take a look at it. It's the fullback right behind the lead block right there. Toma, as you can see, is a real hard runner. He's only 160 pounds, but he has good leg drive and
the defensive big guy, 77 caps, who's the quarterback, and Toma. This is Adelman, and Adelman gets it down close to the 10. 1st and 10 for Bloomington Central from the 12. This is Toma breaking clear. He's in. Touchdown, Bloomington.
That was that trap that we had seen earlier. That
Toma's 12-yard run, 12-0. Bloomington Central. Short kick this time, taken by the up man. For Bloomington Central, looked like as an eye back. Give us to the short back.
You can see that they're in a 52 look, And that right tackle just slanted down right in that gap and beat the tackle and made the play on White.
Send him in motion.
Passing formation.
Flynn. He's got his receiver, Cimarrosti.
Charlie Booth, number 4.
Calhoun. Charlie Booth. Booth is going to, he's going to let it go. Picks it up, and he is smothered.
Defense all over, trying to
Go unbalanced right here. Jonah White again. He fumbles. And Bloomington Central has it. Bloomington Central recovers on their own 23-yard line. The recovery.
Right here is the workhorse White, and he just gets a solid hit with the helmet on the shoulder right on the ball and coughs it up. Unbalanced line again.
Up to 13. Booth over center. Unbalanced to the right this time, and Jonah White gets stuffed. Time. Booth straight ahead.
It's a quarterback sneak right here, and he's almost in. Good call by the officials.
Clock is running. Jonah White. Jonah White is in for the score.
You can see the
signal, and the ball's in, I should say in the air. I was going to say in the air. Cimarrosti taking the swiver down around the 22. And he gets up 37. This is Flynn. This is Adelman. And just like the first half, Cimarrosti coming to you in motion. This again is Adelman, and Bill Adelman, the tailback. Needs about 5 men and a boy to bring him down, or 5 boys and a man to bring him down. Short of midfield.
Bootleg.
Bootleg by Booth. Booth has got a lot of trouble, a lot of coverage, and most of it is blue, and you saw Scott Ball come down with the interception. And this is Booth giving it to White. White trying to turn the corner, but Mark Cimarrosti makes a nice play.
Play is really designed to go off tackle. You can see the point of attack right here, and he pops it outside, and he's trying to outrun Cimarrosti there, and he does a nice job. Watch the pitch right underneath the fullback here, and he's got 2 lead blockers out in front of him, and actually, if he turned it up inside right there, that could have been close to a clip right there.
Very close on the
But had he turned it up, he had 6 points without a doubt.
To the right. He goes in motion to the left.
There goes the quarterback keep.
And a good job by Central Catholic of stringing that out. And the linebacker coming into, again, you watch the line string it all out from side to side.
They're trying to freeze those inside linebackers with that fake to White, but good for
tackle. So 4th down and 2. Hardin's going to go for it now from the 7-yard line.
This is where the coaches earn their pay.
Squire in there now, and right back.
Well,
nothing doing. Jeff Squire.
Look, you see they got somebody right in the gap, and as he squeezes the gap to take the guard and center on, the linebacker comes up as the guard blocked down and the man in the gap. So that was a great defensive play by Bloomington.
1st and 10 from the 14. And they get the ball. Brings him up to the line. Smith in motion. They give it to Jonah White, and Jonah White is met. There's the pitch to Derek Smith.
He's in.
Derek Smith with a good block as he turned the corner, gets in, and this is a tie ball game. So
we might see the same play right here. No, bootleg.
Bootleg again. This is Booth. Good coverage by Central.
Take a look at it here. You see the trap fake, the bootleg, the ball's on the hip. He's got a tight end open right now, but he just cannot get the ball to him. And he tries to attack the perimeter.
Bloomington Central with the ball. And the give. Close to the first down, maybe to the first down. Brian Flynn.
Bootleg pass again.
Eberlin's got a shot at him.
There goes open.
He's got Horton, and there's a flag with the helmet on helmet.
Bootleg wants to go to the tight end, but he's covered here by Calhoun. He scrambles back across the other side of the field. And as you can see, he's looking downfield, throws the ball on the run. A great reception here. Slide in. Here's the hit right there. I see the option. Here we are.
Flynn gives it to Toma. Toma. 4th and 10 now from the 14, or call it the 13. Bloomington's going to go for it. And this is Flynn again to pass.
Got a man open.
A man in the end zone. Does he hold it? Touchdown. Scott Connor, Bloomington.
That was a crossing route by both outside receivers, and he came across the formation and got in behind the defensive back, the cornerback, who kind of squeezed down a little bit, and he got the angle on it and was open in the corner of the end zone.
The issue wasn't whether or not he was going to get free. He was free as a bird. The issue was whether Scott Conner would hold on to the ball.
Right, we saw him crossing right there underneath, and he puts the ball on his shoulder, and you can see a great job of concentration by a high school receiver.
Schweitzer's the tailback here.
Pass again.
Again, this is Flynn, and Flynn gets it across. Jonah White tried to make the stop, but just came up short as Flynn jammed the ball into the end zone just before his knee hit the ground. That little kick to Derek Smith and Charlie Booth, but again, it's squibbed. And here's Booth at his own 20. Broke 2 tackles, couldn't break the third. Smith in motion. Booth has still got it on the option. Good run by Booth. And Charlie Booth gets himself 10 yards plus before he is brought down by Mark Cimarrosti. But
Man, he turns up inside. He's moving upfield. Let's look at the contact right here. Excellent hit right there. Good tackle. Good open field tackle.
12-yard tackles on the day. 1st and 10. This time they give us to Jonah White, and Jonah clock. 6.5 to go. Here's the pitch. This time it is Branchenberg, and Branchenberg. State championships. Jack McInerney along with me is Jonah White. Gets snowed under. Booth holding again on the option, but this time he is trapped back of the line of scrimmage. 4th and 5. Here we go. Well, this time it's a straight pitch. No. Branchenberg isn't going anywhere. Central Catholic Adelman makes the big play. Along with Murphy, number 51. Scott Conner, number 33. What a play by Central Catholic, and they hold from the 17. Flynn gives the ball off. Hardly a 2-down situation here.
There's the dive.
Flynn, and they get it.
He's got it.
They get it. And they give again to Adelman. And Adelman almost stopped in the backfield, breaks a bunch of tackles. And here it is, 3rd and a little less than a yard to go. For the first down for Bloomington Central. They're on their own 40. And everybody's going to be coming for Hardin Calhoun. Here's Adelman of this ball game. Now remember, it's a 2-point conversion to go with the touchdown.
And remember, Bloomington does have a punt fake, so let's watch the up back here. The short man, if it's a snap to the short man.
On 4th and 3.
It is. There's the fake. And there's the first down.
Good call, Jack McInerney.
Now I get my bonus, right?
Greg Toma. They used that earlier in the season. And Toma taking the short
snap. Let's take a look at a short snap right here. Notice all the pressure up the middle, and they're just kicking out. It's a trap. Coming right up. They needed 4 yards.
If the champions avoided, they play a fabulous ball game. John McIntyre, the coach there, with Rick Johns, his opposite number, congratulating each other. What a good ball game. Good ball game, Jack.
It really was. I'm pleased for both teams that both teams played so well in the championship game.
Well, really, it came down to 1 touchdown, and it came down to a young man who had the concentration to hold on to a ball that looked as though it was going 8 ways from Sunday.
Great concentration by a high school player in a real key situation, a state championship.
Right. Well, this is scoring the winning touchdown on offense.
What's the first thing that comes to mind?
For me, probably catching touchdown in the state championship game.
What do you think is going to be one of your fondest memories of this past year?
Probably Scott's catch that he had in the championship game, and probably my first catch against Olympia. I had my first catch of the season. Our best game of the year, most exciting, was Freeport Aquin. That was the most fun, but the best part of the whole year was like going up to the stand after the state championship game and accepting the medals and looking out and seeing a couple thousand people. That was about it. There was a great party too afterwards. Best time of the whole year, really. A lot of hard work though for it.
I think I'll remember the fake punt in the championship game because that pretty much secured the victory for us. From that then on, we knew we were state champs, and then that night, whenever the festivities.
Can you tell me about this party?
No.
At the end of the Hardin Calhoun game, knowing that we were state champs, just holding the trophy and known that it was ours, and we worked hard for it.
10 o'clock in the morning is awful early to be playing football. For Bloomington Central Catholic, it was the ideal time as the Saints win the 1A championship and now have plenty of time to go out and celebrate. Head coach John McIntyre wasn't celebrating early, though, until Bill Edelman bursts in from 1 yard out, and it's 6-0 Saints. Then second quarter, Kurt Toma, the star of the game, goes up the pipe 12 yards, and it was 12-0. Toma had 126 yards on the day. Calhoun wasn't dead, though, scoring late in the second period, and this touchdown early in the third ties the score at 12, but here comes the winner. 8:36 left, fourth quarter. It was 4th and 10. Brian Flynn to Scott Connor. CC hangs on 20-12.
It's just been a dream since my freshman year. We were 0-8, and just to come to state championship game and win, it's just the best thing I ever had.
I'm very happy for these kids, especially these seniors. You know, we have a small school, and they play a larger schedule. When they're underclassmen, they sometimes catch their lumps, but they show a lot of loyalty and a lot of confidence in our staff, and they hang in there very well.
The Saints wind up 12-2. It's their second title in 5 years, having won also in 19.
A 12-0 lead. It was a 12-6 game at halftime. Hardin Calhoun came back to tie the game at 12 in the final minute of the third quarter. Derek Smith took it on a 3-yard run. That capped a long Warrior drive. But the Saints scored the winning points with 8.5 minutes left. Brian Flynn up top to Scott Connor for 13 yards in the score to wrap up a 12-play, 65-yard drive. Both teams finished the season with 12-2 records. The final in the 1A title game, Bloomington Central Catholic 20, Hardin Calhoun 12.
1A football title. The Saints beat Hardin Calhoun today 20-12. A miserable day at Hancock Stadium, and the Saints' Kurt Toma makes it even more uncomfortable for Hardin Calhoun. His 12-yard touchdown run staked Central Catholic to a 12-0 lead in the second quarter. But Calhoun finally gets accustomed to the weather and to the AstroTurf. Derek Smith scores one of 2 consecutive Warrior touchdowns, game tied at 12 apiece. Fourth quarter, Central Catholic goes to the air. Brian Flynn, 13 yards to Scott Connor, who makes a great grab while falling to the turf. That snapped the tie, and the Saints win the title on their home field.
Yeah, on our home field, Illinois State University has been very good to let us come out here this year when we didn't have any place to play. We got to practice a few times out here. Most of the times we practiced over at our grade school. But what's the feeling?
This is the best. Beginning last year, we were 3-6 in my class. We were freshmen. We were 0-8, and this is just like a dream for us, and it came true today. This is the best.
By the score of 6-0, bad day for extra points. Bloomington, though, comes back 58 yards, second possession of the game. Kurt Toma goes off tackle for 10, and coasting 12-0 at this point are the Saints. But Hardin comes back with 10 seconds to go in the half. Jonah White busts in from a yard out. It was 12-6 at the intermission. Hardin ties it in the third quarter. Derek Smith around the right end. His touchdown will make the score tied at 12. But Bloomington Central Catholic gets the game winner in the rain and the fog. Brian Flynn scrambles, hits Scott Connor, who holds on. Central Catholic wins its second title in 5 years. The final, Bloomington Central Catholic 20, Hardin Calhoun 12.
Small school, and they play a larger schedule. And when they're underclassmen, they sometimes catch their lumps.
Unbelievable. We haven't really sunk in yet, you know, but after I get to think about it a little while, sit back, realize you're number one.
Let's go to the yogurt place.
What yogurt place? That yogurt place!
Take your team to that yogurt place and treat your friends to a handoff of 25 great flavors to choose from. Either eat in or take it home. Charge into that yogurt place and tackle banana splits, cups, cones, sundaes, and shakes. That yogurt place, 1415 North Main, Bloomington.
Our school slogan that Coach Snyder started, kind of coined it, was that you got to believe. And when I first heard it, you know, it kind of sounded corny, and they even had it on uniforms and shirts. And being a Catholic school and all, you know, it can take on a lot of dimensions. You got to believe can mean a lot of things, and it can even be a demand, or, you know, you have to do these things. But as I've coached over years, I found it to mean a lot of different things, and I thought maybe it meant just in believing in winning, and believing in yourself, and believing in other people, and so it's been a great experience.
The 1987 Central Catholic Saints were number 4, Bart Binns, number 5, Brian Flynn, number 6, Mark Cimarosti, number 8, Scott Volk, number 10, Kevin Arnold, number 14, Jay Schweitzer, number 17, Jim Horton, 20, Steve Craig, 21, Dan Shanahan, 22, Kurt Toma, 23, Josh Davis, 26, Darrell Toma, 31, Bill Edelman, number 33, Scott Connor, 34, Todd Berner, number 45, Tim Foley, number 50, Randy Penn, 51, John Murphy, 52, Greg Massey, 54, John Kansky, number 55, George Flynn, number 63, Tom Hosey, 65, Chris Leadoff, number 72, Doug Brady, 74, Louis Kraft, 75, Rob Lippick, 76, Terry English, 78, Brian Carr, number 79, Richard West, number 81, Greg Deeney, and number 88 and 81, Rich Haggerty. On the coaching staff were head coach John McIntyre and assistants Dan Boynton, Jeff Lockenwitz, Mark Kraft, Jim Millay, and Brian Lockenwitz.
Concerning drugs and alcohol, the senior football players feel the best answer is to just say no.
By Gabby Lamore. That's the matchup where they get Skosma away from Reinhardt. That's a travel.
Central Catholic sets to number 11.